Boom, boom. 3 techniques, tactics to becoming a professional bodyguard slash executive protection agent slash close protection specialist. I want to give you guys a few tips that we have seen out in the industry work for people and, you know, kind of help people enter the industry that I love. That's what this video is about. So if you're someone who's wanted to either get into this industry, maybe you're sick of what you're doing for a living and you want to change, you want something new, you want to do something exciting, you know, you want to do something as a professional protector, this video is for you. Maybe you've been in the industry and you want to upgrade your skills and you want to upgrade your opportunities. This is also a video that's going to have a lot of value for you as well. So stay tuned. I'm going to break into some techniques and tactics that we've used to get people jobs. I'm also going to talk about kind of the bad news having to do with a lot of this as well towards the end. So check it out. All right. Real quick, a couple tips on how to become an executive protection agent slash bodyguard. A little bit about me. My name is Byron Rodgers. I'm a professional executive protection specialist. I own a boutique private security company out of Southern California. And essentially all I've done my entire life is executive protection, bodyguard work. All over the world, 60, 70 countries since 2008. I own one of the premier schools of executive protection in the industry in the United States, the League of Executive Protection Specialists. We've been doing some amazing things. We've been getting people jobs. I've helped hundreds of individuals get into this industry, men, women. So the information I'm about to give you, it's not theory, it's literally what I've been doing to help people get into this industry nonstop since we've launched our school. So just understand that everything I'm about to say is data-driven and experience-driven. And as someone who's hiring people to do this work, it also comes from just my experience looking for solid people in this game, right? So the first thing I wanna say is you've gotta understand, and this one, it's going to be kind of an obvious one, but a lot of guys do it wrong, right? You've got to understand how to retrofit your resume to the industry itself. You've got to understand how to translate your military, law enforcement, or civilian life experience and professional experience to retrofit what we're looking for as hiring managers, directors, company owners in the executive protection industry. Like a lot of people get into this game and they kind of just, take their training record from the military and they just throw that at us. And a lot of the military training that we have, like how to shoot an AT-4 and your bomb specialist certs and things like that, like they're just not relevant. They're just not really what hiring managers are really looking for when we're looking to see if someone can do this job. You got to understand that this job is very concierge-centric, very service-oriented. And so anything that you've done in your life, be it law enforcement, be it military, be it civilian, that has to do with a few specific things can kind of give us an edge to understand what kind of capabilities you're going to bring to this game that are actually going to help us sell security. So like things such as sales jobs, those things are extremely valuable. Yes, your weapons training and all your anti-terrorist courses, those are valuable, but really on the day-to-day, it's going to be about soft skills. It's going to be about interfacing with the client. And what are you doing 90% of the time? You're selling security, right? Byron, why did you make that left turn? I'm going to have to say, well, sir, boom, 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 boom. And I'm going to have to sell that answer to my client, right? And so a lot of that is stuff that, guys kind of bypass, right? Something like belonging to Toastmasters, right? That lets me know you know how to communicate. That lets me know that you take communication seriously. If you're a little bit nervous when it comes to communicating, maybe go and take Toastmasters. It's free, it's there for everyone, right? So there's these certain types of things that can really help you show us that you understand what this game's really about. Do you understand how to communicate? Do you understand sales? Have you ever had a service-oriented job? Like, have you ever worked at Starbucks, right? Have you ever had a job where you're serving people? That's what you're gonna be doing for my clients when I put you on the detail. So if you understand service, that's huge. If you understand communication, that's huge. If you've ever had leadership positions at any of the organizations you've come from, that stuff's huge. So understanding what employers are looking at and making sure you put those on your resume. Are you investing in yourself? Do you read books? Are you continually learning? Are you training? Different things like that. Let me know kind of a little bit about you, and people that'll invest in themselves are people we're not afraid to invest in as employers. Huge stuff, right? So retrofitting your resume. Now at the League, when we teach our professional development courses in training day, we go over all of these things and I show you in depth how to really do this. I even show you the guy that's gonna hook it up and do it for you. But anyways, that's for students only of the Executive Protection Training Day Success Package. Now, the second thing that can help you get hired, and I hate to admit it, but this is the way the game works, there's a real vanity to executive protection. There's a real vanity to hiring anyone, to be completely honest with you, but your professional photo. One of the things that kills a lot of guys in the hiring process, that kills me, is simply the reality that you don't look professional. You don't look professional. Can you send me, if you send me a professional photo, I instantly understand that that is your best look of being groomed and being professional, right? So if you show up and you've got like this war beard going on or these frizzy little hairs, like you can have a beard in this game, that's fine. But you need to look groomed, man. Like you need to look like someone who understands that the way that you show up to the client, the way you show up to the principal is literally the way that my company is showing up to the client. That's the way my company is showing up to the principal. That's the way that that client and principal is gonna show up to the rest of the world. So like, it kills me when I see guys, and unfortunately it's good dudes that do this stuff, but like, how are we gonna know if you're a good dude if you don't appear to be professionally groomed, professionally dressed? So having a nice, clean, solid pro photo is huge. In your pro photo, are you wearing some weird color? Are you got some like green shirt on or something like that, or some purple shirt on or something like that? Professional photos need to be just that. I'm talking about a white shirt, right? Because black is for bouncers, white is for professionals. White shirt, black tie, maybe a single colored tie, something solid, something clean, something professional, dark suit. So dark blue, dark gray, or maybe even black, right? But this is the way it should look. It shouldn't look like you took a prom photo and you cut your date out and you're now presenting these to me as if it's a professional photo. So your resume's gotta be dialed in, your professional photo has to be dialed in, and then the final thing, do you have a social media presence? You've got to understand that nowadays social media is open source intelligence, right? So any employer who's worth his salt is going to look you up on social media, and he's going to look at how you present yourself. He's going to look at, you got to understand when you look at someone's social media, these are the best moments of their lives and what they think is something they can share with the public, which tells you a lot about who the person really is. Like, before you even shake my hand for an interview, we've already ran through your social media profile to understand your personality and everything we can about you, what you may not tell us, all those different things. So before you even get a handshake, you really have already had a digital handshake in this game. And in many cases, your digital handshake will stop you from getting the actual real handshake. So you've got to learn how to retrofit your resume. This means teasing out the things that employers really want, things that have to do with service, things that have to do with professionalism, things that have to do with leadership, things that have to do with sales, things that have to do with books that you've read, and the reality that you've been training consistently and that you've been investing in yourself. You got to understand, especially if you're coming from a civilian background, the fact that you've been investing in your training goes so far, because that's our biggest concern with the civilians is, do you really have the tactical prowess necessary to actually be an actual protector, right? You've got to understand these things. Your professional photo, is it actually professional? Like, Google professional photos and look at how they look. Go to the nearest Nordstrom's up at the top floor where they have a professional photo booth and actually get a professional photo taken. Spend the money, right? And then finally, your LinkedIn or your digital footprint must be retrofitted with the understanding that your social media platforms are no longer just yours. Your social media platforms are realistically part of the job interview process, and that's really the game you're playing. And so when we see attention to detail there, we see professionalism there, those three things, that trifecta really helps. Also, make sure you're physically fit, man. If you send a pro photo and you're out of shape, your chances of getting a call back in an industry that has everything to do with being physically potent enough and capable enough to outperform another human being, your chances of getting a call back, they start to plummet. And no one else wants to say it, but I'll tell you because I care for you and I care about people in this game. So those are three things you can do to make it easier for you to find jobs. I'll give you one more. Training. Right? Go to training events, go to industry training events, Go to some of the top schools. You're gonna start getting access to industry professionals in the industry you wanna get to. Serve those people when you're at that course. Make sure everyone at that course is like, man, I did this course with this Byron guy. He was really cool. He took care of us at the course. He took all the hard jobs. He like really put out. I'd love to work with him. Those will be the people that call you back and put you on details as you go out into the industry. So understanding these things is really how you get an edge. And here's the bad news, guys. The bad news is the executive protection industry is exploding. The private security industry is exploding. There are more jobs now than there ever have been. The compensation is higher than it ever has been. But the reality is there are more people trying to get in this game than ever before. And so if you really want to get into this game, you need to do a few things to help yourself stand out. And the few things that you need to do are things that I've already thought through for you. They're things that I have already helped hundreds of agents do. And there are things that you can get if you follow me to epspecialist.com and take advantage of the best online executive protection training course in the world. Why do I call it the best online executive protection training course in the world? One, because it was the first. Two, because we have the trifecta. Now, the things that really are gonna add power to you getting into this industry, I did not talk about, right? If you do those three things I talk about very well, you will have an edge on everyone. But if you want an extreme advantage on everyone, you've got to recognize the one principle of business, which is your network is your net worth. Your success is not about who you know in this game or in business. It's about who knows you. So the reason I say the Executive Protection Success Package is the best online training course in the industry is because we have the trifecta. What's the trifecta? A course that teaches you all the personal development skills that we know you'll need to get into the game, and also how to do executive protection at a very high level. But then you also get the network. You have your own online place, online platform where you have access to our alumni of hundreds of agents all over the globe that we give each other opportunities. There are many students that say the only jobs I've ever gotten and the way I pay my bills is through opportunities that come from league members who have gone through the course, who help each other have successful careers. So you don't do your career alone once you come and train with us. And then the final piece of that is mentorship, right? You'll have myself or one of our staff meeting with you twice per month to make sure you achieve success. And ladies and gentlemen, that's the bad news. The bad news is you're actually gonna have to do something, and you're actually going to have to, if you want those advantages, you're actually gonna have to like put your money where your mouth is and come out and train with us online and become part of the fastest growing and most high authority brand in the executive protection space with regards to training, personal development, and professional success. So take those three things. I hope it leads to success. I'm here to give you guys free value, demonstrate value for you. If you want to become a professional executive protection agent, you also can start listening to the podcast, the #1 executive protection podcast in the space, the Executive Protection Lifestyle Podcast. But I really want to encourage you that when you're ready to take your game to the next level, your career to the next level, when you're seriously ready for a career change, I want to encourage you to go to epspecialist.com, train with us in person or train with us online, and let's make this next year the best year of your executive protection career. Byron Rodgers, protector by nature and by trade. Looking forward to training with you guys this year. Out. Boom, 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 boom. If you're enjoying this video, go to epspecialist.com to take your executive protection career to the next level or to get in the game. Byron Rodgers, protector by nature and by trade.